Yeah. Wow. Wow, that is some reception. Is that every room you guys walk into, probably? Feels like it would be, maybe. How you guys doing? Feeling good?
Really good.
I cannot wait to talk about Black Bag, this incredible film with the two of you, an amazing cast. Steven Soderbergh is the director. We'll get to that in just a minute. So we just heard some amazing music to lead off the show. And I'm in the company of two musicians. Regé-Jean, should we start with you in the punk band? What was the deal with that?
Why not?
Sure. Tell me about the punk band.
I mean, there's not much to tell. I was an angry teenager. I could slam the doors at home, or I could go yell in public.
Oh, here's some... What are we seeing here? What are we seeing here?
That's you.
That's me. That's
Wow.
me with more hair, considerably more teenage angst, and it eventually led here. So, you know, it was productive.
It was performance.
I did it to reach this couch.
Yes, right. And here you are. Here you are. What were the shows like? Kind of intense, I hear.
Yeah, they were a little wild. I mean,
Yeah.
you did occasionally get people hanging off the ceiling, bouncing off the walls. I remember we got signed when I was quite young, and they'd sent a scout to a show. It was upstairs in the garage at Highbury, and there were just like kids literally like sweat dripping off the walls, just kids bouncing off each other. It's just massive mosh pits. And they had no idea what was going on, but they knew they wanted a part of it.
Crowd surfing, was that part of it?
Yeah. Essentially, I had too much Eddie Vedder in my childhood.
There you go. Right. Now, what about your metal band?
I was never signed.
But you tried anyway, didn't you?
Far from it. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't peg you for a metal guy, quite frankly. Just watching your work and your career, you seem so well composed.
Yeah.
Was this an outlet for you?
It was definitely an outlet, very much like Reggie was saying. I think, you know, as a teenager, it was, you know, just sort of putting on music and banging my head seemed to solve a lot of problems. But in
Or
fact,
make them go away.
yeah. In fact, actually, I have sort of, you know, a little bit of neck issues, C6, C7, which is apparently normal, you know, when you're getting close to a certain age. But, and then I just thought recently, I was like, it's probably from the headbanging. I remember a friend of mine threw like this sort of metal, sort of industrial music night, and we all went to that. And then the next day, I went to see my first ever gig, which was Nirvana, which was kind of amazing.
That was your first gig?
Yeah. I was 15.
You had good friends. Who took you?
15. I think I went with a friend by myself. My sister lived in Dublin, so we stayed with her. But after those 2 nights, I couldn't move my neck past here. Wow, I remember that. So I probably did some damage.
It's
back
still
then.
with you to this day. Headbangers disease, they're called.
And my parents were always like, that's not good for you. And I was like, you know, what are you talking about? They said it was killing brain cells, but it was actually the neck. You know? That was the issue.
Mom and Dad are always right. Okay, this has been very enlightening. A couple of angsty, headbanging children who became incredible actors. Sit tight. We want to talk about Black Bag. Let's get to some commercials first with the help of someone in our audience.
Hi, Willie, Michael, and Regé-Jean. I'm Liz, and I'm so excited for Black Bag. Spy thrillers are my jam. I remember as a kid, I bought a toy spy kit. I tore it open to find a notebook, a message, a decoder, and all sorts of good stuff. Then my sister and I would go off to the park, and we'd do our little secret missions. And now I'm expecting my first daughter, and I can't wait to foster that kind of curiosity and adventure with her. Stay right here. Willie has more with Regé-Jean and Michael after this.
We are back with Michael Fassbender and Regé-Jean Page. That was a look at their new movie, Black Bag, which is in theaters this Friday. Okay, I love the film, guys. Steven Soderbergh, obviously an incredible director, but this cast executes it so well. So how do you explain, without giving too much away, Michael, what this movie's about?
Okay, so it's, I guess at the core of it is this couple, George and Catherine. I play George, and the great Kate Blanchett plays Catherine. They're working in secret intelligence service in the UK. George has found out that somebody is doing treasonous actions, and his wife is one of the names on the list. So it's,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Who hasn't been there?
Yeah. And so it's sort of down to whether his loyalty lies to his wife or his country.
So, Regé-Jean, where does your character fit into this story?
Well,
He's my wife.
Dude, spoilers!
That was the big twist, and you gave it away.
Master of disguise. I break the bad news, for starters, as you saw in the clip. And I kind of give you a bit of a hard time about it. It's one of those films where Michael's kind of on a whodunit quest throughout, because because he wants to prove that it's anyone except his wife, Kate Blanchett. And by the end of the movie, we find out who's been setting absolutely everyone else up. And that's the big payoff.
So, Michael, we talked about Soderbergh a little bit, but he's obviously on Ocean's 11 movies and Out of Sight and all these movies people love. As an actor, what is the Soderbergh experience? How is it unique? Why is it special?
For one, he doesn't give many notes, which I like, because I always think I'm doing the right thing anyway. You know, he's just extraordinary. If, you know, you could sort of take it to, I always use this analogy, like a kitchen, let's say. You know, he started scrubbing pots. He worked through all the different stations, and now he's executive, you know, chef. So much so that he's lighting the room himself, so he's DP. He's operating the camera, you know, 90% of the time. And he's editing. So, you know, you shoot something in a day and he goes off and edits whatever we shot that night. And he's very unique. He's a real sort of master.
He's right in the thick of it, too. So we have these great big dinner scenes, which are kind of like Chekhov with spies. We're all kind of throwing barbs at each other. But Steven's cut a hole in the middle of the table, so he's where the turkey would be with the camera, right up in your face. Which is actually kind of great, because he's really involved in the dance. Like, you feel like it is one great big team production, and it's very unique working in that way. He has a way of freeing performers up.
And he's very relaxed, you know, it's a very relaxed atmosphere. And, you know, this film is very much about, you know, the tension on camera. But, you know, when it's sort of cut, it's super relaxed on set, and we usually finish early as well, which is
that's nice. An actor likes that. No
lazy
late nights.
people by nature.
At the dinner party scene you mentioned, alone is worth it for this film. It's incredible. Got to ask, what is a black bag exactly? I mean, how do you tell people who haven't seen the movie?
So I guess a black bag is, you know, something in the industry that, you know, if something's classified.
The spy industry.
Can be, and also in marriage, as it happens in this film. You know, so it's sort of like, you know, it's a way of sort of saying, well, you know, that information is not for public consumption. So
where are you going to be on Thursday?
Bag.
Black bag.
Yeah.
Do I look good in this outfit? Black bag.
It does have a lot of applications outside of spycraft. I think we should incorporate it into our own lives. Guys, it was so fun to talk to you. This film is great. People are going to absolutely love it. Michael Fassbender, Regé-Jean Page, everybody. The new movie, Black Bag, in theaters this Friday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.